Welcome to First Star Let's Chat, an athletic therapy podcast. I'm your host, James Gardner, certified athletic therapist, certified strength and conditioning specialist, yoga instructor, human being. This platform, for the pros, by the pros, anybody in the performance space, and beyond. Welcome here to share in the stories of professionals, experiences, journeys, learning along the way. It's a platform to connect, to network, and to be a part of a community that cares, with conversations that matter, experiences that resonate, and generate ideas, thought-provoking, organic dialogue, passionate prose. Brought to you as always by First Star Therapy, Mobility Tape, Epic, and Benchmark Athletics, in association with the Canadian Athletic Therapists Association. It's First Star Let's Chat, an athletic therapy podcast. Thanks for being here. Thank you for being a part of it. All right, welcome back to Let's Chat, an athletic therapy podcast. We are live in the exhibitor hall right now in Tel Aviv. World Congress number 12, our guest today, Annaccone. Get your bio here in a minute, but I really appreciate you carving in the time. The background noise, all part of it, to share this space with those that didn't make it, as well as those that are currently here buzzing around. So really appreciate your time, first and foremost. Dr. Annaccone joined the UT-Arlington Athletic Training Program faculty as an assistant clinical professor in January 2020 and directs the program's standardized patient lab. For over 16 years, he's worked in educational and clinical settings, serving as a licensed athletic trainer, a corrective exercise specialist, and a performance enhancement specialist. In December 2020, he was named to the Scientific Advisor Board for the National Academy of Sports Medicine, and in 2018, he served as a consultant for the newly formed sports therapy academic program at Ono Academic College, right here in Tel Aviv, Israel. Beautiful thing. How did that come about? I think we'll take it there for people that aren't here. You're in Texas. Yep. We're here in Israel. These are not places that are close together. Yep. So start with, I guess, the idea of athletic training for you, where it began for you, and then if you want to just sort of walk us towards the development of the UTA and Ono alignment.
Yeah. So athletic training for me is really bridging the gap of all these specialists. We are specialists in and of ourselves, but we also know, at least in the States, and I'm sure it's the same way in Canada, that there's a broken system. Too many people are just passing through the system without any care, right? Provided, without truly looking at outcomes, without truly treating the person and their mindset. And so I knew when I wanted to get involved with medicine, I didn't want to be the white coat that came in, here's your labs, here's your diagnosis, in and out, and never see the patient again. Mm-hmm. I felt like there was more, right? I just felt like it was ingrained in me. So I had ambitions of maybe going to medical school, but then I didn't think that was the right path for me. I found a mentor in athletic training, and they kind of guided me in that path, and I've never looked back since that time. And I've been very fortunate throughout my career where I've worked in a lot of settings. I've been in the collegiate setting, worked in the professional setting. I'm now doing more consulting work with former professional players, current professional players, doing some work with the Dallas Mavericks, helping them out on game nights. And I've never lost that passion. And it was through that, through taking this philosophy that I have developed through my mentors, this mindset that there's something more to offer individuals who sustain either a musculoskeletal injury, some sort of general medical type illness. I can be that advocate for that patient. And so it was that philosophy that really got me hooked up with a professional basketball player who retired from the NBA, who played over here in Jerusalem. So I was fortunate enough to spend 2 months here in Israel, working with that individual, made a lot of connections. And one of those connections was brought on at Ono to help start or develop the sports therapy program. So when it was time to get that running, he reached out to me and asked if I would be willing to kind of serve as a sounding board. They wanted to replicate the model that they had in the States and in Canada with athletic training and athletic therapy. So I was glad to kind of speak to the little bit of information or knowledge that I have in this area to help them grow their program.
Yeah, amazing. And you talked to some points that I think are really, really key for our listeners. When you get 10, maybe 8+ years into the profession, you start to understand how valuable experience is.
Yeah.
For some of our younger listeners, like you touch on a mentor that guided you in, and now you are that mentor in the space. You're giving back to the profession through your experiences. You're connecting globally. Right time, right place. Sometimes it comes down to something as simple as that. You're in Jerusalem, and then all of a sudden you're being asked to help guide a brand new program, part of WFAT, which is why we're here at World Congress, 12th edition here in Tel Aviv. So how does that look now? You're asked to be a consultant, you're asked to sort of guide and be a sounding board. But now you've taken that a step further and you have student alignment from Texas all the way across the globe where students are aligned, how does that look? How does that feel in your space? And obviously in this space here where we are.
Yeah, I think when I joined UT-Arlington in their master's in athletic training program, I knew right away what they were doing here in Israel was similar to a lot of the struggles that we have as athletic trainers and athletic therapists. They are a new profession that are trying to find their feet. We are still a young profession, still trying to find our feet in the market and competing against health insurance and other professionals and what have you. So I saw a lot of similarities, and I knew that the best experience for our students was to get them exposure to others who are trying to follow the path that they're going through as well, right? So outside of the academic partnerships we could do, outside of the formality of lectures and partnerships and what have you, I think the biggest aspect I wanted to provide was connections for our students, and connections with students in another country with different backgrounds, different socioeconomic status, different political status. I mean, a whole different climate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Connect those two individuals, let them build a bond, and then maybe they can transform what medicine looks like, what athletic training and athletic therapy looks like down the road, and make it a lot better than what you and I have created, right?
Yeah, no, this is amazing. And I've circled, making notes as you speak, but connections just keeps popping up and having those connections. And we have a large student contingent here from Ono Academic College. We have, I know at least one student from the UK who's presenting some research. How valuable is that experience and the feedback you've had with students either, at UTA or here since hitting the ground? Like, is there positive feedback right away? Does it take a little bit of time for that to develop? And maybe even before you get to that, like, I just want to give you full kudos for designing and delivering what you're doing in terms of that alignment, because I don't think that existed when I was going through school. I think now looking at it, I wish that would exist. This is how we push the profession forward. This is how we make it known globally. The standards are going to be different. Culturally, we're going to be different. But the profession itself is global. We can speak a language that is movement, that is performance, that is all of these things, and we're doing it, and you're doing it by alignment here. So coming back around full circle, congratulations on that. It's a massive step for all of us. What's the feedback been like from students to this point?
The feedback has been absolutely amazing. At times for them, asking them to collaborate with other students feels like another task on their to-do list.
Sure.
Right. But in the end, when they see the product, so right behind you, there's a poster of that was created, a research project that was created from one of our students and one of Ono's students. Right. When they see that, when they see the tangible thing, when they see it printed, when it's being presented at a conference or written in a paper, or they've connected 2 years after they've graduated and said, hey, I'm actually going to be out in Israel for family vacation or what have you, let's connect. Like, that's when it really sinks in. So I think they kind of take it for granted. They think it's cool, right? They're connected with a lot of people all over the place via social media and what have you. But I think when it's a tangible stuff, when they go to conferences or able to connect, it really hits. So it's been overall very positive feedback, but I think feedback or the true value really doesn't come out until a little bit later.
Right.
And you talk about spreading the word, and I don't think I deserve any kudos whatsoever. I've had a lot of really great mentors, and the faculty and staff and students here in Ono have really shaped the path of this whole thing. I'm just fortunate to be around for the ride. But you speak about trying to spread the word, and I always tell our students, medicine, athletic training, athletic therapy has no one language, right? It's a common language that everyone understands.
Yeah.
And if we're going to spread what we do, then we need to understand that, and we need to break barriers and break, our own biases and understand other individuals and figure out how we can work together to grow it across the board.
Amazing. And just like a brilliant capture, I think, of just sort of, yeah, exactly. Sharing this experience, sharing, what we're doing here in Tel Aviv is generating conversation, generating connection, sharing learning, sharing knowledge. And to be honest, my role in this is to share what you're doing so that other people can hear about it, other institutions can hear about it, and maybe make, that C word again, that connection to another up and coming association or college or whatever it may be, or to help Ono or to help UTA in the future with what does this look like? Can we connect? Can we now make this a 3-country arrangement or a 3-institution arrangement? And I think that's part of it for me, is like that giving back piece. And I really commend you for that, whether you're too humble to accept it or not, but brilliant. You're also here presenting. So your own research, your own sort of passion projects. What will you be delivering here at WFAT, the World Congress? Again, we're in Tel Aviv. It's Adam Annaccone of UTA, University of Texas at Arlington. What are you presenting on? What are your passions as a practitioner currently? And then we'll go from there.
Yeah, so I'm presenting on really sports science and how athletic trainers and athletic therapists should embrace technology and data to help them to make better informed decisions. I think early when technology came out, there was this big influx of new devices and companies promising, injury prevention, and if you implement this technology, then no one's ever going to get hurt again, right? And so part of my presentation is hopefully to empower individuals, to practitioners, to embrace technology and embrace data, but in a fashion that is very much in line with their personal philosophy and make it make sense, right? Instead of buying the new shiny object that comes out all the time, know what technology you want to help support your philosophy. And that's why I talk about with our students all the time. If you're not solid in your philosophy and your treatment approach, no technology is going to solve the problem for you. You have an opportunity to be very selective with what technology and what data comes into your philosophy. So we're the keepers of that. That mindset's never going to be replaced by technology. So I'm really here to spread that word that we shouldn't shy away from technology. We shouldn't allow other professions to kind of have the stronghold on it. It certainly has a big part in our practice, but we get to be the gatekeepers, and we get to, almost go through that critical review of what we want to let into our practice.
Awesome. Really look forward to your presentation and connecting you with, our audience, growing our audience here. Brian Zeller, the president of WFAT, presented this morning on, the idea of global knowledge and sharing the space, right? Sharing the space and providing leadership in the space for up and coming professionals, up and coming institutions and associations such as the Israeli Association here, and cultivating championship collaboration, which I think you've already begun, and the ball is now in motion. So advice for new up and coming either institutions or students, wherever you want to take it, in the field. Get out there, connect, grow, do those things, but from your mouth.
I had the opportunity to speak with the Ono students yesterday, and they asked me the same question. What's kind of your takeaway advice for us as students? And I'll say the same thing I told them. I said, the first thing is try to connect and meet 3 new people a week, right? Because that's not only going to help you as a person, make you more confident, it's going to allow you to understand individuals. It's going to help you with your patient interview skills, and it's going to make you more confident. So try to meet 3 new people, and then serve as a sponge. be an active participant in your learning, be an active participant in your practice, be an active participant in your association and in your profession, because we need more people like that. We have plenty of people that are willing to serve as flies on a wall and just observe and then comment and spread their opinions out through social media. What we really need is people who are willing to roll up their sleeves, be active participants, find out what their philosophy is, and then spread that word. Because I think far too many times we've become like robots and we just kind of crank through numbers and throw out diagnoses and treatments and 3 sets of 10 and it's all robotic, and that's not the way this profession or medicine or healthcare was supposed to be implemented. So become an active participant and engage, and you'll make those connections and you'll grow more so than anything you'll learn in school.
Really appreciate that sentiment. Your time, more than valuable on our end. And again, we're live here in the exhibitor hall, so the background noise is intentional. Yep. We're in Tel Aviv. We're on day one. We have a number of guests coming up. Is there anything you're looking forward to besides getting your presentation over with, in terms of, guest speakers or just connecting here while you're here?
Yeah, connecting. I mean, this is the first time that I've had the opportunity to meet Brian. And Sue Falzone's talk this morning. Absolutely. I mean, to have her as a keynote presenter was amazing, and what a treat for everyone in the audience. And then connecting with Allah and Asaf from the Ono program. And there's some really great talks this afternoon on ultrasound guided musculoskeletal conditions and what have you. I think that's a new latest technology that's coming out. I'm curious to see kind of what it can offer and whether or not that applies to my philosophy and something to adapt. So I'm certainly interested in hearing that. So all really great people here. I love coming to conferences and connecting and meeting people. So many things that I could talk in the next 10 minutes about what I'm going to say.
Yeah, amazing, man. And I'd love to have you on again to talk a little bit further about, your presentation at length, in terms of technology in our space. And we'll do that again, down the road. These are just quick captures from here. I'll leave you with the last word. I'll just thank our audience one more time for participating in this and connecting through this medium. It's First Star Let's Chat, an athletic therapy podcast, the official podcast of WFAT. Our guest today, again, Adam Annaccone, University of Texas at Arlington. Leave the people with whatever you want to leave them with. Where can they find you? Where can they find the UTA program, the Ono, whatever you want to do? I'll leave you with the final words. Thank you, everybody, for participating, listening, communicating, connecting. Adam, especially you for your time. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm on social media. Pretty easy to find me. Last name Annaccone. Much like Mississippi, but different. Spelled a little bit different. But I just want to say thank you for creating this podcast and having people on and sharing people's stories, because I think that's how our profession grows. It's well overdue. We've been encapsulated in our own little bubbles, our own little silos, and I think podcasts like this and opportunities to collaborate and connect and share stories is what's going to transcend the medical community, our profession across the world. So thank you.
Appreciate that. And it doesn't go anywhere without guests like you. And I think I'll take that, meet 3 people a week, apply it to my life, and take that back home to Canada for our students as well. So we really appreciate it. Once again, good luck with the presentation. Let's get together later tonight. We'll catch up a little bit more socially and go from there. But again, Adam Annaccone, UTA, connecting with Ono College here in Tel Aviv. We're live. We're in the exhibitor hall. Plenty more guests coming up. Tune in, share it, tell somebody about it. This is how we grow. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thanks again for being here. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being a part of this community. Check us out online, firststartherapy.com. That's FIRSTAR therapy.com. Or email us with feedback, consult@firststartherapy.com. CONSULT@firststartherapy.com. On Instagram @firststar.therapy, and our podcast host @letschat.at. This is First Star Let's Chat, an athletic therapy podcast.